All right, let's make some barbed wire. I do want to preface this by saying this is only the second time I've ever done this, so this is more of like how I made the barbed wire, not so much a definitive way or the most effective way of doing it. I took some jeweler's wire, I kind of twisted it with my fingers there so that the pliers had something to kind of hold on to. And then I'm going to hold it with one, twist it with the other in little segments, and then work my way down. I found that was a lot easier than trying to do the whole strand at once. And then it also gives some variance because I'm kind of going with a older barbed wire, kind of beat up look. So that gives us a lot of variance throughout. I took it, wrapped it around a paintbrush. You want something with a diameter of the size of coils you want. Wrap it in tight, kind of push it down, and then I pull it off and kind of like unwind it a little bit so it looks older. This I'm like making post out of matchsticks. The last one I did was a little bit more in frame, so I slowed it down here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking an extra bit of jeweler's wire and I'm wrapping it in an X pattern around the post and the barbed wire itself so that it kind of like holds it together. And then because it is a little bit difficult to get in there with your fingers at this scale, I then take the pliers and kind of like squeeze it down and kind of like crimp it to the wood. Now, once this is done, I'm going to cut these. I'm not really paying attention too much to the angle or making them as consistent because I do want an older looking barbed wire that's kind of set there a little bit beat up. I do an angle because at the top of the fence, they typically have the barbed wires angled out towards, so it's harder for you to climb over. And then at varying angles, it kind of looks like some of it's kind of like falling down a little bit more. So I think it just looks better. At this point, it's been about 15 minutes, so that's about how long it takes to make that barbed wire. Now I'm going to do a base. You don't have to do this. Connect it to whatever you want. I'm doing it so it ties in more with that wall, just so I don't have like a piece of something just laying around, you know. Gives it a purpose, I guess. So I took a piece of scrap wood. I'm going to glue this cork coaster down to it. I cut some slots into it so that the matches sit in it, so it looks more like it's sunk into the mud, kind of buried a little bit. And then I'll go through and I'll do a black wash on it. This, I don't know, I like it. It didn't take too long. Overall, the barbed wire itself took 15 minutes. The whole piece, including the base, took 33 minutes. So it's pretty quick, pretty efficient. It would be a good, like I said in a previous video, these would be good like tabletop pieces, like Warhammer. You'd want a smaller base or whatever, do a little thing of cardboard or something so it sits more flush to the table. But it comes out with a pretty decent looking outcome. The base isn't the greatest, but I'm just slapping something together so it's there. I may make it look better later on and add some more details, paint it up a little bit, but that's where it's at right now. And then this is what it's going to look like next to the fence. And then that's where it's arced away from the fence. And then this is where it's convex, concave towards the fence. And then you can slap in a dire wolf and your defenses are done.